It's Abby the Zen Wren. Welcome to my latest pick 3. Today this spins out of me watching the Queen's Gambit. Have you watched that yet? It's pretty good. I really have enjoyed it so far. But what it did was my Uncle Wally, go Wally, the man of Coca-Cola and deli bars. He was our bachelor uncle that actually ran the projection booth in the movie theaters. So he was like a big kid, and he lived on dilly bars and Coca-Cola. So he lived with us for a while, and he taught me how to play chess. So while I was watching the Queen's Gambit and all these, it all started coming back, sort of like, you ride the bike, that kind of stuff. I started to remember it. And I started to enjoy the show even more because I had a little inkling of what was happening on the board. But it also got me thinking how much the strategy of chess is also the strategy of life. And that the chessboard and the pieces and how they move began to remind me of the tarot cards, how the suits describe like a piece, and the cards that surround it describe the activity or the movements that are allowed. Anyways, it just planted a seed, and here I am about, 10 days later. Got a cup of tea, got some stretchy pants, got you. We're in the middle of some kind of polar vortex. It was like minus 40. So what else am I going to do? You don't have to put me on lockdown. Minus 40 degrees Celsius. Actually, it's the same Fahrenheit. That's where they meet. Will cause you to reevaluate how bad you need to go out. Right about now, short of cutting off an arm, that's about the only thing that would get me to leave the house. If I had to apply a tourniquet, I probably would leave the house, but that's it. Even if I fell and thought I broke a leg, I'd probably wait till tomorrow to go to the hospital. But I'm not going to fall. So I'm going to sit here and read cards with you. I hinted at the rules. You must be comfortable. You must be able to turn off all the noise and the hubbub. I want an empty mind. You have to play along. This isn't voodoo, or you'll see, there's no reason to worry that you just rest easy. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. You'll smile. You may come back. With the pick 3, I encourage you to come back because you'll feel different at different times. And you can revisit all of them. Sometimes you just need a kick in the pants, or you just need a different point of view. So I'm getting out of order here. All you old timers, go get your stretchy clothes on, get your drink, and I'll see you back here for the shuffle. The rest of you that are new here, welcome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle and throw 3 tarot card readings. They'll be labeled 1, 2, and 3. There's colors involved. There's shapes involved. I'll give you a little description. I have no idea how that's going to go. I just wing this from the minute I turn the camera on. And all the editing I do usually involves me cursing. So your job is to just sit and let this all just pass over you, and maybe have a smile, maybe have a giggle, maybe be startled by something I say. And what I'll do is I'll post the times up on the screen, and then you can fast forward to the reading you choose. That way the other 2 readings will stay a surprise. Or I do hear from some people, and they'll do it on a Friday night or a Saturday night, say a couple of gals. Well, I guess not so much with the pandemic now, has it? No. But used to be, get together, have a glass of wine, and everybody get their tarot cards read online. So just have fun with it. I'll say crazy stuff like take a deep breath. That's lots of times I'm just emptying my mind. I really enjoy these little readings. And when I'm reading for you, it forces me out of my own rut. And I often have messages for myself in there. Now, the other thing you have to know is you must be comfortable, and we here are all aware of stretchy clothes. So go get your stretchy clothes. I'm going to tidy this tableau up and have a sip of tea, and then we're going to do a shuffle, a throw, and you'll pick your number, and away we go. Okay, catch you on the flip side. So the color I chose today is green. Depends on when you're watching this. This could be for March. These are Skittles. Don't ask. Don't ask. Ooh, I don't want that fuzz on my Skittles. I intend to eat those later. I was surprised how few green things I have. Now, green, the green chakra is the heart chakra. The heart isn't the heart the whole ball of wax? Isn't the heart, I mean, you can be brain dead, but I mean, your heart's gotta be, like, it's the motor, it's this thing that keeps you going. No heart, no happiness. No heart, no life, right? So let's think green, plus some spring color. Green always makes me think, of course, of leaves. And leaves, of course, lead me to the garden, and you know how I feel about that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who just jumped out of there? Oh, a whole bunch of people just jumped out of there. All right. So, for a little variety today, we're going to use the little Rider-Waite's, that's this deck, as our main deck. And then I'm going to use my Italian deck. Everybody knows that I'm in love with that deck, as my clarifiers. It's got a little more edge in my mind. As I've said before, it has a few racy images. Brace yourself. But I'm pretty sure nobody under the age of 50 is watching this because they'd be bored to tears. So welcome all you hot 50-year-olds. All right, while I'm still shuffling, let me start talking about what we have in the slots. We got number 1 will be the Queen, number 2 will be the Knight, and number 3 is the Pawn. So if you know chess, you'll know that each one of these has a different job, a different position, and different rules. Different rules on how they can move. Much like us. Society puts different rules on us. We don't really look the same. We all do something different, but we're all on the same board. All right. These old cards are sparking. We're ready to go. So, oh, I better move those out of the way. First of all, let's just calm our minds together. Just let go of everything. Don't worry, you won't forget it. I promise you will remember what you're trying not to forget, so you can let it go for a minute. Let's just take a big breath in. Oh, now I'm just going to turn my stuff off. All right. Here we go. So number 1, the Queen. The Queen, she's kind of the big boss on the board because she's so capable. She can move any number of spaces in any direction. She's formidable. She kind of runs the board. She's very powerful, and you would never want to lose her. Like I say, she can move in any direction, any amount of spaces, so she She is so capable of doing anything, and it looks so easy for her. Much like the queens in tarot. Highly developed people. And then in number 2, we have the knight. You can see he's a whole different shape. He has a little bit of a kick to him. While the queen can run frontwards and backwards, he too can run frontwards and backwards, but he moves in an L shape. So he hops 2 spaces and then kind of kitty corner to the left or the right. So he has a little extra, what should we say, almost like a little extra weapon with this little jog he does. He's very powerful, and like our knights in our tarot, he is a mover and a shaker. Number 3 is the pawn. The pawn, he sounds like a little guy, like a nobody, whatever. No, he's more like the workhorse. When he starts out, just like when we start out as the fool in the game of life, we get everything we need from the magician. We get the coins, which is the resources. We get the wands, which is the ability to manifest, to work, to produce, to make things physically happen. We get the swords, the analytical, the brain power, the ability to plan. And then we get the cups, the heart, the emotion, the good stuff, the ice cream sundae stuff. So much like that, the pawn gets a little boost. His first move, he gets to move 2 spaces. And therefore, for the rest of the game, he has to move 1 space at a time. And he cannot go back. He is on a quest. The other thing that's interesting about the pawn, should he reach the other side? Should he get his destination? This little pawn turns into a queen, and now it's not 1 step at a time. It is any number of steps in any direction. So don't think of this guy as a little guy. When people call the pawn, they say he was just a pawn. Sounds insignificant, but this is, I like to think of it as a rosebud. This guy is just potential. This guy is action guy, and this guy is almost like our master, has mastered so many of the arts of good living that it allows such freedom on the board. Woo! I really enjoyed chess. So this is it a mini series, I guess? It has been great. So each hand got 3 cards. As you can see, it has nothing to do with anything. I'm just drawing. Oh, wow. Interesting. What's on the bottom of the 2 decks before we go much further? First of all, on the main deck, we have the 6 of Cups. Sixes. Sixes talk of, to me, a crest. If you think of how a wave will crest, the wave isn't disappearing, and it might have to roll another 100 miles to the shore, but the waves crest every now and then. And so that's what a 6 is to me. It's a time where we just sort of, things went well, or we have happy memories, and we reach out and we just hit that little round bubble at the top. We're not having a party. There's no new dress or hairdos or bands or cheerleaders. This is these little moments of just serenity. So we have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is sentiment, is those warm, gushy memories. It's those little things that warm your heart, the funny things you remember that mean the most to you. So that's the energy here. And what's with it? The 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is a victory. It's coming home to victory. So a nice sentimental energy with a spirit of winning, of getting your little family over the finish line, and nobody's feelings got hurt, or just, it's a small victory and will probably, whatever it is, will turn into a good memory, something you'll reminisce about. So this will be nice. This might be a nice reading overall. Usually the 6 is sort of, to me, it's just that nice time to take a breath before the next thing starts. So one more look at these spellers here. In number 1, we are the Queen. If you're feeling in control, if you're feeling like you can handle what comes down the road, if you're not feeling restricted or restrained, if you sort of are breathing easy and sleeping good at night, this might be the reading for you, the Queen. The Knight. Are you feeling that you're in the race? Are you head down, ass up? Are you mature enough to know that while you don't go as far as the Queen every time you move, that you can't, you have a ace up your sleeve with that little L-shaped move that you do? Is that you? Are you somebody who can, on the fly, make the best of what you have available? Is that you, the Knight? Are you number 2? Number 3, the Pawn, the underestimated pawn, the sleeping giant, if you would, because once you get up and get going, and life will give you that boost onto the first step. Like I said, you get to move 2 steps right out the gate, and once you get to the other side, all bets are off. You out of the cocoon and into the butterfly, you become a queen. So if you choose number 1, just stay here with me and we will carry on. If you choose number 2 or number 3, I'm going to post the times up here for you, and you fast forward. I'll see you over there. So number 1, what do we have going on here? In your queenly elegance, your royalness. First off, you have 3 major cards, which kind of would lead me to believe that there's been big shakings in your life, or you're at the top of your game and making every decision you make is crucial. This is sort of skin in the game, rubber hits the road daily for you. And it has an overarching umbrella of the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is an ending. Swords are analytical. This card to me is a breakup, an ending, a friend stabbing you in the back, a deal going sour. It's not necessarily a happy ending, but to me it's that ending that after you settle down emotionally and think about it analytically and use your brain to sort it all out, you probably will feel that, wow, dodged a bullet there, or thank God for unanswered prayers, or for the, for the grace of God, there go I. That might be the feeling that you have. So perhaps you have dodged a bullet. Perhaps you got hooked up with a toxic person and they stabbed you in the back or did you wrong and left you sort of standing there all alone and abandoned. But as you will go on to find out, again, you could, this was merciful. This ending ends up being merciful. Wow. The other thing with these big cards is the colors. The sunny colors. That's nice. So what's down here? What's underneath this backstabbing energy that you've sort of it's like a cut all ties. Even if there was a kiss and make up phase, something's gone. The trust's gone, the respect's gone, something's gone. You may be civil, polite, but never again. Never again. Which is awesome. I think the sun, somebody has clearly showed you who they are. Clearly. It's sort of, I talk about the moon as a reflective light, and we all look better in the moon, and it hides scars, and daylight, reveals everything. You can trust what you see in the daylight. So perhaps the old saying, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Perhaps that was what the stab in the back was. Perhaps they let their shiny facade down and showed you the ugly black heart that was there. I think you're surprised. The Fool. The Fool is, in this case, it would be to me somebody was caught off guard. Somebody fooled you, which will bring you to zero. Brings you right, see the zero? Brings you right back, like will knock you. You've built something with somebody, you find out it was all a bunch of BS, and they let you down, and you fall from all that you've built up in that relationship. You'll fall right back down to the ground, zero. But again, I think in a way this is a happier thing. He's off on a new adventure. Look at him whistling. He's got his dog. You can tell the sun's in his face. He feels good. And he should. He should. He has no baggage. He's not bringing anything from this because it's over. The third card, sort of going forward, is Temperance, another big card. This talks about the ability to cool the situation, to cool emotions, to temper your emotions. Temperance, also you temper steel. That's how you make it strong. They beat it up in the coals in the forge, and then they stick it in that ice cold water. And so the temperance is this back and forth, reinforcing, stabilizing, gaining, inching forward, making the product better, making the steel stronger, buying yourself some time, growing your confidence. Why does Temperance pour the water back and forth? In my mind, it's because she has 2 cups and life is too big for 2 cups. So by suspending some of life in the air, she gets more. Whereas if she just had 1 cup full, that's okay, you can make do. But once you get in control of your emotional life and your emotional responses and not letting other people affect how happy you are, then you begin to throw up that liquid, that juice of life, and you can get more than a cup can hold. You can get, because some of it's always airborne, right? So that's how I read this card. It's you're getting good at the game of life. You have gotten skilled enough at enough subjects that you can start adding in a few changes, a few challenges. You can bring stuff to you. You are sort of off the treadmill and are in a calm, tempered state that you can let life come to you a little bit. There you go. Remember what was on top of both of these readings, this victory and this reminiscence. I wonder if in the past something's come to light and somebody's showing you who they are, and that's kind of finished it for you. It was that was the last chance. And like I say, you'll carry on and it'll be fine. You can be polite and you can be civil, but in your heart, You got it. You got the message. You won't be fooled again. You saw it as clear as if you were standing under a sunbeam. Yeah. You will be fooled no longer. And look at you all growing up, learning how to balance your emotions, learning how to balance your life, learning how to stop those wild swings. Just keep it like this instead of this. What makes it go like this? I think it's when somebody pumps you with emotions. So you get into a kerfuffle with somebody, a neighbor, a sister, a spouse, a friend. And the best thing you can do is just step away for a little bit and let yourself kind of cool off. And 9 times out of 10, once you're out of that moment, it's like, oh my God, how childish, how silly. Oh, why did I make such a fuss? Maybe your inner Karen is acting up. Temperance is you can put your foot down and say, I can't talk to you about this right now. I have to go home. Or leave the store and just make a note of the girl's or the guy's name tag and think about it. Were you being a witch? Did you have a scowl on your face? Did you start out with looking for a fight? Maybe you don't need to see the manager today. And that's what temperance is. Temperance is, I have enough value in myself that I can step away and take a different approach. Interesting. Sorry, with the furnace running all the time, I'm a little allergy today. So whatever has come to an end it's over. It's over. It's a new day. You're starting fresh. And I know it's 0, but it's a clean start. Yeah. And it was a growth for you. You're in control. It isn't. It's awesome. Just keep that up. Just keep stepping back. Let it come to you. Let things mature. Don't plant a seed and then go dig it up every other day to see if it's growing. Plant your seed and then just go back to life and enjoy life. Let the seed root. Let the sprout. And then you can go out every day and admire it. But if you have to dig it up, it'll never fruit. You'll never see your outcome. You have to learn that patience. That's the only thing I'm getting that there's negative in here, is that you're so eager. Just look, he's so eager. Don't walk off the cliff, fool. But it's not fool that you're foolish. I think somebody fooled you. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm trying to think well of other people. But it's okay, because you recognized it. When the sun shone on it, you recognized it. And I think all you got dinged with is just a bruised ego. Bruised ego. And like I said, I think when the emotions have all cooled and you're thinking back on this, you're going to think, dodged a bullet there. Good for you. Looks like you've got some exciting times ahead. Anyways, stay safe. Peace. Our knight in shining armor. Well, let's see what you got. Whoa. Right off the jump, a big one. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, and Death. What's the old joke? You can never be too rich or too thin. I'm thinking that's a little thin. All right, come on up. Whew. Let's see what that scary old card's about. Got it? Well, right off the bat, just one big card. The rest is all sort of everyday cards. Interesting everyday cards. Maybe an everyday card with a little turbo. If you think of an umbrella or say a photograph in sepia, you know how the color, sort of just the color permeates the whole picture? That's what this Death card is to me. It's the umbrella. It's sort of maybe your vibe. Death is funny. Okay, unusual. Because people, I don't know why we're so afraid to die. I suspect that by the time you die, you're ready to die. Just think about it. I know it sounds kooky, but so it is a death, but it's more, in the tarot it talks more of a rebirth. It's literally the circle of life. Something has to die, the tree dies, it becomes infested with ants, the ants feed the birds feed the coyotes, you know, that kind of thing. So perhaps there's been sort of one of those life cycles has happened, or you're in the middle of it. Maybe a generation in your family is passing on, you know, maybe the grandmas and the grandpas are of an age that, you know, and they sort of go in groups, you know, one goes and then another one goes, and so maybe there's sort of a lot of endings around you. But this isn't sort of beware on the crosswalk, death is hard on your heels, not at all. This talks of just an energy of endings, and it could be sort of deaths, but they're sort of expected type, you know, so there's this sort of feeling of loss above you. But again, it's not a broken-hearted loss so much as it's just the end of the dynasty. Like, that's why I say grandmas and grandpas. It feels like, you know, where you always used to go to for Christmas, that's not happening anymore, and that sort of stage is over. That's what I'm getting off of that. But what's going on in the meat and potatoes of this reading? The Page of Swords. He's a great guy. He's a high energy feeling. He's a thinker. This is you. This is your brain thinking, and this is your vigilant brain. This is the ability to head up, think of, you know, the old gopher, being vigilant, sort of taking enough time to see that life's like Plinko, you know, that the chip is going to bounce a bit. It doesn't just run a straight line. So he's vigilant. Sort of like when you're a new driver. You got all the mirrors, your shoulder checking, your hands are at, I guess it's 9 and 3 now. I was going to say 10 and 2. And I mean, you are vigilant. You're exhausted by the time you've driven any great length because you are just on high alert. That's what this guy is. He's young, he's sharp, nothing's gonna get by him. Who's next to him? It's the Queen. It's his ma. And what is her dealio? She is a leader. She's a smart cookie. She's probably the president of something or the chairman of something, or she's the supervisor, the manager. I don't know, but she's very clever. She gets things done. The interesting thing with both of these cards is you can see they both have blue sky, but look, there's a little bit of cloud in each one. And to me, that says the beauty of the sword is it's that ability to project out, to just think a couple of moves ahead. If we stay with the chess analogy, you're really playing the board 5, 6, 7 jumps ahead. Now those guys on that show are, I'm really enjoying it. I hope you give her a watch. I don't know. I think it's on I don't know. Anyways, the queen, she's very clever. What's the downside of her? She takes no prisoners. She really doesn't soften her tongue. It is what it is, what it is, and I'm sorry you didn't want to hear that, but it's the truth. So if you are a very tender-hearted person, you may find this person very difficult to deal with. Other people kind of enjoy it because you are never at a loss as to where you stand with this lady, and she is very smart. She doesn't often get in and do any of the work. She is the leader, the planner. The other downside to her is she can scheme a little bit. And what does this have to do with anything? I'm thinking it has to do with the job or income, or somehow it has something to do with money. This is Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is money in the hand. Yes, look at it, look at it. Sometimes it talks about a gift, an inheritance, a raise, a new job, if you were looking for a job. It could talk about something of value, perhaps. You finally get your degree or some kind of training. It also, if you look, there's a gate. It also sort of says, this is the start. Think about what this can bring you. Instead of just, I want to keep all this money and get all this money, get. Look, just look what this, look, there's the gate. Look, travel, opportunity, adventure. Don't just, maybe there's a way to get more out of this money other than, look at how much money I have. Maybe you're going to spend some of it and make those kinds of memories and experiences that are priceless. So there's this feeling of, I'm wondering if if there isn't a whole bunch of people who have sort of retired at work. Like I said, this whole umbrella of end. The death of the hierarchy or the traditions or the like I said, it's not like your heart is broken over this loss. You're just acknowledging it. It's that time in your life that there seems to be a lot of loss, whether it's people moving on or like all your older relatives are dying off. But it sure could be a job where you kind of got in on the ground floor and you've earned your way up to maybe some sort of a supervisory type of thing, and here comes some extra money, or you're earning the money you deserve. And then all these sixes. I'm going to pull another card for you. I want to know, is it just talking about that this opportunity is coming, this chance to move up from the page to the queen? That talks to me about moving up a rank or two. Oh, there's a couple of jumpers. Ooh. Well, interesting. Cleared it right up. So I was curious about, I was seeing a lot of mind stuff here, a lot of analyticals with these swords. And I was thinking, well, okay, but you have to actually do something to get things as a rule. I mean, they don't deliver life to your doorstep. Well, maybe they do now with Amazon. So I had this sort of money, these plans, and what's it all about? Well, it's about group work. See, look at those are the three of coins. This talks about you working with somebody to get something. It doesn't have to be cash. Could be recognition, could be an award. Something, though, that will increase the value of whatever you do. Sorry for all this glare business. So yes, that's what it's about. What are all the swords about? Temperance. Temperance is exactly what a sword would be. Come on, are you going to unglare there, or what are you going to do? Arr. Temperance, Abby. So she's juggling. She's got a gold cup and a silver cup, and she's got enough to fill one cup plus. So this way she can keep this stuff in the air. She can enjoy a little bit more than she would normally enjoy. And learning temperance gives strength to your life plan. It keeps you in control. Temperance allows you to slow down when you need to stop other people from pushing you into dicey situations or long-term contracts or toxic relationships. When you become practiced, and you just have to practice it, the ability to just step back and ask for the time, life becomes so much easier. And that could be what this is talking about. This was you honing your analytical skills. This was you getting your mind to, instead of bending every which way, to, what's the old saying? If you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. Exactly. You're starting to get your sort of moral compass principles, what you can live with and sleep comfortably at night with. And you're so firm in that you can say, just a minute, which is great. Because then, what was the last card? The Eight of Wands. Look at that. You can see the meteors hit the earth. We got a rainbow. We got that gate again. There's that gate. This card's a little more explicit, and it tells you on one side of the gate there's stuff happening, things are falling out of the sky, and then on the other side is literally after the rain comes the rainbows. So you have an opportunity to do something. This is doing something. This isn't just thinking about it. This is the actual doing of it. You have an opportunity to manifest something, whether it's a promotion, a new job, to work with a new team. Maybe you're a volunteer. Maybe you're an artist and it's working with a new gallery or on a new board or something. But this is something that, whether there's money involved or not, it has a value to you. And it's sort of, you just feel there's an end of an era with this death. It's the end of a legacy. Something has died and you guys are moving on, and it's okay. Because there's lots of exciting stuff, and if you can get out from under all that old stuff, get through the gate, there's the rainbow. Awesome. Plus this small victory, and yes. So number twos, good job. I think whatever you'd been sort of planning to do, maybe the pandemic has changed things enough that you've rethought your plan, retooled your life plan a little bit. It's going to work out well. You maybe saw the death of something. Maybe you thought, oh, I'm going to work in this building downtown for the rest of my life, and now you're not ever going back to that building. So there's a death of that, but wow, this looks more fun. Great. Yes. You've been thinking about it. You're ready to make the change. Something's going to happen. You're going to go from ground floor to queen. Exciting. Good for you. Good for you. And you will increase the value of your life, be it money or the contact you needed or a new friend or a hobby to fill these long, long days. Something of value is coming your way. Great. Peace. Well, hello, number threes. Here we go. Let's see what you need to hear today. 4 coins. The World. Ooh, the Chariot. And the Knight of Wands. Oh, interesting. Come on up, let's have a chit chat. Oh, yikes. Okay, good. So how you been feeling overall? Like that sort of overarching, if, somebody said, how's it going? And you were honest, this is what you would say. It's going okay. You can see he's okay. He's stable. He's inside his house. Usually in my mind, I see him kind of just hanging on. He's a little better than hanging on, but it's almost a scared, nervous, there's no joy in this. It's not like, ooh, we have some, we're safe and secure and we're enjoying it. No, there's a sort of a nervous gut feeling about we're good right this minute, but oh God, oh God, oh God, right? That just, we can hang on, but don't throw any, the furnace has to limp through for another 2 years sort of thing. We're okay, but we know we're scared. We're okay, but we're scared. There we go. That's what it is. You don't need to be scared. And rest easy, life's coming. Something will happen. It always does. So just be ready in your head. Something's going to happen, and then you're never disappointed. And I'm not being pessimistic. Everything that happens has the potential to turn out to be a great thing. Anyways, that's all I'm getting off of that card right now is it's okay. You're okay. You might have a little bit of anxiety, though, a little bit of fear. You're feeling like you have to protect. You have to sort of, you're in a defensive, there we go. You're in defensive mode. Why do we care if you're in a defensive mode? Because something's going to give. There is something coming. The Knight of Wands is an activity. It's physically something's going to happen. It's, an email's going to arrive. You're going to meet somebody that is going to open a door for you, become a contact something's going to happen that's going to start a ball moving or a wheel turning or something. And you have this nervous anxiety, and this guy is the exact opposite of it. His tag to me is he's off to the races. He is literally there's no need to have the nerves. He's already been in the starting gate. You know how everybody's anxious, the jockeys are, everybody's ready to go, just open the gate and let them out, boys. He's out of that. He's dropped the nerves. He's now running. He's given it his all. I'm getting it. So yes, this is exciting. So that's what's the hand in your back. Stuff's gonna start moving. You can stand in the start gate, shiver, shake, and be apprehensive, or as soon as that gate opens, you just spring out and go for it. Yeah, just go for it. You're okay. If you lose, you'll be fine. What happens if you win? It's actually a big win. This is the Chariot is the ultimate victory. Here in the first, at the bottom of it, you had the Six of Wands, which is coming home to victory. Small, everyday victory, like, I don't know, just little things that happen that make everybody happier and healthier, and those kinds of victories. This is I got a new certificate, I got a new training, I've overcome something, I don't know, I've taken some physical therapy and I've got rid of a ache or a pain. This is that kind of a victory. This is change your life type of victory, and something that every day for a long time you'll be like, oh, thank God. So yes, so there is a possibility for a huge chance to sort of come out on the plus side of something here. And why do I think it's going to be the plus side of something? The world. What's the world? There's in the tarot, major arcana of the tarot, it talks of the journey of the fool. It's when we start out on a new path of life, or we're just starting out in life, and we're wide-eyed and naive and ready for adventure. Well, we meet a bunch of scamps and devils, and we have some trying times. We have a few victories, and in the end, after much toil and analysis and emotional investment, we attain something, and it becomes our world. For some people it's their children, it's other people it's their career, some people it's stuff, it's money. You've seen the t-shirt, he with the most toys wins, or something like that. Yeah, he with the most toys still dies. So why, understandable, you're feeling this sort of nervous, oh God, feeling. Relax, you're okay. You've given yourself you've tucked away, you've saved enough, or you're in a stable enough situation that you can ride this out and you'll be okay. But should a little opportunity or a unique chance comes up, and it seems like it's a round peg, round hole, go for it. Take a spin. You might be surprised. I think it'll be a good experience for you. And if it doesn't pan out, it's going to give you something. It's going to give you the key, whether it's meeting a person or a new skill, but this will be sort of what opens the door to whatever the attainment is that you're after, whatever the final goal is. So while you're nervous, and again, this is all so understandable. You'd be like this even if we weren't in the middle of this pandemic and all the other nonsense. You'd be nervous anyways, just because things are like the stuff is starting, like you're out of the gate. The race is on. Oh boy. Well, I'll be excited to see what I hear from all my little peoples out there. The world. Ugh. That's sort of when you've really had to push through something and you finish it up, and it's like you just get it in under the wire, and then they call you and tell you, you passed with flying colors, or you won the prize, or it was the best they ever had, and the heavens open and the angels sing. That's something to really look forward to. So don't be afraid. You have a healthy respect. You're not going to do anything foolish. But boy, what an opportunity. You take care. Peace, everybody.